Kaysan's got dinosaur porridge. It's basically porridge with these little eggs in, and then when you put the milk in, they dissolve and become these little dinosaurs. Show the camera. Show the camera. Show the camera. Where is it? Show me. Where is it? Oh,
I think it's an dinosaur.
It's a really tiny little dinosaur.
I think it's an dinosaur.
Nice. We got them from America. Mummy brought them home, didn't she, from New York?
I kind of like the dinosaur.
Yeah, you love dinosaurs, don't you? If you couldn't tell, he loves dinosaurs. I've got 15 minutes before I've got to leave and the kids will not get dressed. Come on, Kaysan, please. You get dressed for me? Please? Are you going to get dressed?
Yeah.
Oh, right, so they get dressed now. Thank God. I'm just going to feed the rabbit. I'm back from the school run now. There you go. Back from the school run now. And I've got some bits and bobs to do. I've got to do rabbit, which he's there. He's doing really good. The other one, poor Snowy, died, didn't he, back in, well, we had to have him put down in September. But Dusty's doing really good. So yeah, I've just got bits and bobs to do around the house. I've just fed the rabbit. I've got to do some bottles, put some washing on, put some washing away, make some beds, and I've got to make up a lunch. Oh no, I haven't got to make up a lunch now. We was going to hire out the soft play at the at this local community thing, but it was booked, so I haven't got to do that now. So I can just forget that. All done. That's the washing folded. I've got to put it away in a minute. And I've got to tidy up this mess. This was only made this morning, believe it or not. And then I've got to put some washing on. All nice and tidy. Kaysan's got to make an Easter hat, bonnet, an Easter bonnet for one of his coffee mornings at the end of March, and he wanted a dinosaur one. Can you believe it? This is what we've come up with. He painted all the leaves, I cut them out, he stuck all this down, he painted the eggs, he stuck his dinosaurs on. He painted this, but I went round it, neatened it up. I think it's come out really good. I really like it. And that's playtime with Noah, isn't it? And he's decided. What do you want to do, Noah? What did you want to do? Play-doh. He decided he wanted to do Play-doh, so we're going to do some Play-doh. Is it a fish? Fish. What else we got? Should we make cookies? Look. Should we make cookies? Cookies! So funny. You're so funny. Boys have got toasted croissants today. Toasted croissants with yogurt covered bananas and raspberries. It's Monday morning. Got to do the school run. Then afterwards I've got to take Noah to the hospital. He's got to have a blood test. 2 weeks ago he was in hospital. I'll put a video in of when we was in the hospital and you can just kind of see what was going on. Hi everyone. So we're in hospital, me and Noah. Noah Saturday come up in a rash, and then yesterday his ankle blew up. And then he wouldn't put pressure on his foot. He wouldn't walk on it. It just kept saying it hurt. Hang on, let go. So I brought him down to A&E. And they've kept him in they've done an X-ray and it's not broken. They've done a blood test and they found an infection. They think that the ankle, that the swelling of the ankle and the rash are linked. On Saturday, I took him to the walk-in centre and the doctor diagnosed him with a skin infection. And you know, you just don't feel confident that that's right. So I just took the cream and that was that. And then on Sunday when his ankle blew up, I was like, nah, something ain't right with him. So that's what made me think he needs to be seen straight away. But yeah, they can't figure out what it is. They think it's an infection that affects the joints and causes them to blow up. That's all they've really given me. But we're waiting for the doctor to come around this morning. It's 8 o'clock now, and they should be around any time. Noah's just they've just come in and asked if he wants breakfast, and we've just got him some cornflakes. So we're waiting for him to come back. So hopefully we can get out today. I'm hoping anyway. I'd like to get home today. I don't fancy another night in here. From that, the doctor came around and said to us that there was some problems on his blood test, and one of them was that he was quite low, well not low, he was borderline low in iron. They asked what his diet was like. I said it was pretty good. You know, he eats lots of fruit, he eats loads of dried fruit as well, vegetables. He's a really good eater. And they said, where's his dad from? So I told them. They said, well, all the sort of signs are pointing that he might have thalassemia trait. There's no way he could have thalassemia because he was checked from the heel prick test at birth, and that came back as negative, so he can't have thalassemia, but he could have thalassemia trait, which would mean that if his dad's a carrier, then chances are that he could be affected by it. So he's got a blood test, and yeah, we'll find out in 2 weeks. But it's a very sort of deep, it's very specific blood test. It's quite it's like a longer one. It's not just, I don't really understand it all, but he said to me that it's a very specific test and that he'd have to be tested and all this stuff. So I've got to go and take him to hospital today to have that done. Find out in 2 weeks whether he has thalassemia trait, and if he does, then it just means that he'll always be borderline anemic, and that's it. That's the only thing that will really affect him. There's nothing else. He don't really suffer from thalassemia. He just literally has the trait, and he will always be borderline anemic. So that's that. So I've got to take him to hospital, and then I'm hoping I'm going to make it back in time for Kaysan. If not, my mum is on standby to get Kaysan from school. A bit now. I think I've got about 15 minutes before I've got to leave for school. I really need to get my hair cut. It's really bad. I look like I've got a comb over or something. It's horrible. So I've arrived at the hospital where I've got to take Noah for his blood test, but he's asleep at the minute. Can you hear him snoring? Can you hear that? And that's another thing. His tonsils are massive. They're really big, and I never remember Kaysan's being like that. But when I asked the doctors, I've asked one doctor and one health visitor, and they were like, oh, kids, they've normally got big tonsils, and they just ripped me off. And then it wasn't until I went to the hospital 2 weeks ago that they looked in his mouth, and the doctor said, oh, his tonsils are rather large. And I said, well, when I was saying that to the doctor, they were just, laughing me out the room pretty much, saying that they were fine. She said, well, they'd only really become a problem if he's snoring at night. I said, well, he does snore. I said, and sometimes he gasps for breath, and you just saw it actually on video. He's snoring, and all of a sudden he goes, and he gasps for breath. And she said, well, then you really need to get him seen, because then they'll send him to a specialist, and they might take out his adenoids. I'm sure she said adenoids, but that's another thing poor little Noah's gonna have to go through. But yeah, he snores, and then you just see him. He gasps for breath because he can't breathe, and and that's not good. They said it's not good. If he's interfering with his sleep like that, then it will make him very fussy in the daytime. Anyway, we're here for the appointment. I've got about 20 minutes. I came a little bit early because you think, oh, I don't really know where I'm going, because it was a different building in the hospital. So I thought, I'll just give myself a little bit of time. But I might just go in and see if they can squeeze him in early. But I'm going to have to wake him up. Hi, you want to go doctors? Going doctors? No. Noah's a brave boy, won't you, Noah? You've got a toy for being so good. It's wet, isn't it? It's all wet. You're gonna get a wet bum if you go down there. So I've dropped Kaysan off at school, and we've come to the park, me and Noah, just for like about half an hour, 45 minutes, because we're waiting for the playgroup to open at 10 o'clock. So we've just got time to go. But there's no point going home because it's in the same area that Kaysan goes to school, and you know Kaysan don't go to school in the area. So I'm just kind of walking around, killing time in the park, because it's right near the park, the playgroup. We're the first ones at playgroup. Trying to be really quiet because I echo in here. But yeah, we're the first ones here. We've arrived about 10 minutes early. The lady's not even here to set up yet. Playgroup's finished now. It's 10 to 12. I'm just waiting outside the school for Kaysan. It's raining, so I've got to go out in the rain with Noah. It's really coming down. Had to come down, didn't it, when I tried to get Kaysan. Look at Noah's plate. Big boy. 2 slices of pizza. Morning everyone, it's Thursday today. I didn't do any filming yesterday. I'm really ready this morning, really on time. It's 8:15. I'm dressed, makeup on, have had breakfast. Boys are dressed, had their breakfast. I folded up some clothes, washed the bottles up, I fed the rabbit. I'm really like up and ready and on time today. I've got about 25 minutes before I've got to take Kaysan to school. Oh yeah, I just want to say thank you to, for some reason I've had like this little small burst of subscribers, so I want to say thank you, and I don't know what I'm doing or what it is that you like, that I'll, you know, why it made you subscribe, but thank you, and I'd like to know where you came from. Like, did you find my channel through a video that was recommended, or somebody recommended, you know, let me know down below, minions, where you came from. It'd be nice to know. We know we're at the park now. We've just been to playgroup, haven't we? Yeah, we've just been to playgroup, and now we're at the park waiting for Kaysan to come out of school. Got about half hour, I think. Should we read some books?
Yeah.
Let's pick out some books. Come on, Kaysan. So lift the flat book. You ready? Rabbit's feeling sleepy. She curls up in a chair. Read Farmer Sam. My brilliant body. Your body is made up of lots of parts that work together. Can you name them, Kaysan? See if you can name some.